everyone. Welcome to another episode of Dateable, a show all about modern dating, where we dig into the whys of people's behavior, including your own. We are still in our off-season slash bonus episode phase, which also means we're ramping up for season 12, which is coming right up. But
One more week.
one
One
more
more
week.
week.
Yeah, we're almost there. But it doesn't mean that this episode is not meaty. This is
No.
also a very meaty episode. We're bringing back Nikki Novo. We were on her podcast, The Final Swipe, and we just had a lovely conversation with her. So we decided to reuse that episode for this bonus episode.
Yeah, we love to reshare some of the podcasts we've been on because it's a good opportunity to listen to other people, but also hear from yours truly, us. And I feel like this one was interesting to like re-listen to also because we do talk about just like a lot of trends in dating, and a lot of them are things that even were going on pre-pandemic. Like we talk about how we started as a San Francisco-based podcast and now have kind of gone everywhere because we're almost like dating in the future. But it was interesting. Obviously, I won't give away all of the trends because that's what the episode is for. But it was interesting to re-listen to it like months later now that we're still in like essentially quarantine. Like in California, we have now just reopened. Who would have ever known it would be so great to be in the purple tier where it's literally like hair salons and outdoor restaurants that are
Like
open
basic
only.
needs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's a luxury. But it's been interesting to like re-listen, and I mean, I think a lot of it has stayed the same, but then there's also I've been noticing from my own situations, but also from friends that I feel like, I think we thought like at the beginning that there was more of this like I want to say like coveted first kiss that was happening because people didn't want to risk their safety because of COVID, and they wanted to like if you kissed it almost like essentially meant that you were like entering a relationship. And I feel like what I've been hearing a lot is like that isn't the case anymore, and I think it's like byproduct of the fact that we've been in quarantine for now like almost a year. And I'm not saying it's right in any way. Like, I think it's actually kind of fucked up, to be honest. But I think it's really fascinating that people are just like kind of like hitting their wits' end with like without physical contact potentially for like a year.
So people are gonna fuck it up, that's just gonna happen when you get so lonely and so needing affection. It kind of throws everything else out the window, and you're like, you know what? If I really want to kiss someone, I'm gonna kiss someone. It does put people in danger, and it does worry me a little bit. So I'm
Hmm.
I'm really hoping that people will think twice before they engage in physical activity with each other. But it also means that people can say whatever they want just to get a
Oh,
little something something.
totally. I think like for me, I'm definitely going to make a rule for myself that I don't like kiss anyone until we've had at least a couple of socially distanced dates because I think there is this like emotional like false intimacy that happens with video and phone dates that you feel like you're on like a third date and you're not. And I think I personally like I'm like I think I would feel fucked, like I would feel fucked over essentially if I like kiss someone and they disappear. I know it's like
Mm,
funny to say that because I used to just like make out with everyone on dates, but like it's kind of like when you have sex and then you don't hear from them again because
mm.
you're like they're now putting you in physical danger, even worse potentially. So I don't know. I think there's just like a feeling of kind of like feeling like you're like someone's like quarantine buster, like feeling like used a little that I just don't want for myself personally.
And also, you don't know who they're kissing
Right.
otherwise.
If they're
Like,
freely kissing you. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
they're probably out there just the kissing bandit, as they call it.
Another thing that's been interesting I've heard is like people, more and more people inviting people over for the first date to their
Mm,
home. And like I had a friend recently that she's like, should I do it? Should I not do it? It's like
no.
downpouring. And I was like, I wouldn't do it, but like I can't tell you what to do. Like I wouldn't do it. And I think actually someone posted this in our group too. And it's kind of like, you have to look at like, would you do this behavior like before quarantine? In COVID. Like, I would
Mm-hmm.
never go to a random stranger from the internet's home. But she ended up doing it. She did message me like his name, photo, address.
What is
And
this,
she's
contact tracing?
basically, she's like, if I don't text you by like 9 a.m. tomorrow, like, send out the search party for me.
Oh my God. I'm like less worried about that and more worried about the germs that this other person's bringing into your home. Like I think that your
Yeah.
chances of getting COVID are a lot higher than the chances of being a serial killer. Right? I just think there's more health implications. It's kind of insane because I don't even invite friends over,
No.
but I also do have friends who have the same rules, like they don't have friends over, but they will have a random stranger over for a one night stand.
I
It's
know.
contradictory a little
It
bit, huh?
is, but then at the same time, it's like I get it. Like we can't put our dating lives on hold completely because it's already been a year. Like who? Like I know there's a vaccine in sight, but like it might not be for another 6 months. And I think if we all knew like the vaccine was surely coming by March, maybe that would change the behavior. But I think people have lost trust a little in these like timelines a bit.
Mm.
So I see it from the other perspective, but I'm also like, we've come this far, like, don't want to sacrifice health either for like a kiss that means nothing, you know?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it going to be worth it in the end?
Right. You have to like think about that the next day of like, was this worth it? You know, like, and it's
Right.
tough with dating because it's like, if this person ends up being the love of your life, then yeah, it probably was worth it. If they end up disappearing the next week, then it wasn't. But sometimes you just don't know that until like you're far enough in. And like, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, like, in theory, even if you made like, let's say you had like 3 or 4 socially distanced dates and like you were getting to that point, like in theory someone could find out something and make them not want to pursue it. That could always happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I would at least feel better that like we gave it a shot opposed to like a one-time meet and then never see each other again. That's just my personal justification.
Yeah. And I think people can always say they're safe and you can ask them these questions. But when you look at their behavior, it doesn't always line up. You know, they're like,
Right.
oh, I don't see anybody. I don't hang out with anybody. But I did go out drinking with a few friends last night. And you're like,
Right.
so you do see people. Like what?
I know.
It's like a really weird thing because I do have some friends who are very, very safe. I mean, I guess like with me, they're very, very safe, but they're getting to a point where you know, they're like, oh, I went to um this like virtual thing and then met someone and we decided to take it offline, so we just decided to meet up at my house because it's so cold outside. I'm like, wait, but you don't even have me over.
Right.
But you had some random stranger over there, like, oh yeah, but it was like, you know, we had a connection. Oh.
Yeah, I know. It's a weird. I agree. I think everyone kind of has like their convenient theories for them that make them
Mm-hmm.
feel justified. And I'm not talking down because I'm sure I've been like to dates like, yeah, I don't really see anyone, and then I like see you or see someone else, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just not accurate. And I admit that. Like last night, I'll throw Yue under the bus a little. We tried to
Go
celebrate
for it.
Yue's
Yeah.
we tried to celebrate Yue's birthday, and I ended up meeting up with just Louise, not Yue,
I
because it
know.
was too cold for Yue.
It's too cold. One, I really don't love birthday celebrations. I like never do anything for my birthday. And the only times I do it is because people ask to do it. And two, it's like, I don't know, in San Francisco, it was like 50 degrees, but to me, it's like 30 degrees because I'm a fucking wimp. And the thought of dining outside with like huddling around one heat lamp, I couldn't even fathom enjoying myself. I told Julie, I'm like, I went out for a walk with my dog and I almost cried because I was so cold. I'm just so
we,
not used to it, cold weather anymore.
anyways, tangent, but we totally were fine, and our it was not actually that cold out. But I also
Yep.
recognize I'm from the East Coast and I have a very thick skin when it comes to cold. I used to live in an apartment building and I'd be the only one swimming like in January. So I get it. I'm like definitely a little weird with that stuff. But I was thinking about it though. I'm like, oh, I just like told my these dates that I'm not seeing anyone, but I'm like sitting here with Louise, like, you know, eating and stuff. And like
Right.
obviously it's like a false sense of like I obviously trust Louise, but I'm like, when you really think about that, like it's not that I'm not seeing anyone. I am seeing someone. It's not like, and it's not like Louise is the only one I'm seeing. Like I saw other friends like the other
Right.
week, and it's like, it's that's the part though. It's like so hard though. It's like, what's the line of balancing your mental health in like having some social contact versus like being totally safe? Like it's just such a hard line to balance.
Yeah, I just feel like right now we're operating like scooters, like on the road, when it's convenient to act like a pedestrian or like, oh, it's a red light, but I'm on a scooter. But when
Yeah.
it's but then you get, but then you're like, no, but I can also be on the road because I'm also part automobile. I don't know. That's where I think people are. It's like you said, it's a convenient way of explaining their lives. And I totally understand. I don't think we're trying to like reprimand anybody.
No.
You got to do what's best for you, but also think about the consequences. Like for me, constantly thinking about my parents. I do
Hmm.
see them on a regular
Right.
basis. So I don't want to put them at risk until they get their
Totally.
vaccine. Then I'm going to party it
Totally.
up. I'm just kidding. We're going to have it really
Totally.
gonna have
No, but I think it's like it is. I've made a rule for myself, like no indoor spaces with friends. Like I've
yeah.
been really trying to abide by that. But I do recognize, like, if I do meet someone I hit it off with, like that probably will be the next step.
Mhm.
So it's like I describe myself as being safe because I am always wearing masks. I am always like doing that. But then it's like, what is your definition of safe versus? It's all
Right.
subjective. Like if I
Exactly.
looked at like my mom's definition of safe, she'd probably think I was like engaging in super risky behaviors because I'm like
Right.
going out to eat and doing stuff, you know? So it's like outdoors. I want to say preface that. But that's also my loophole. I'm like, oh, because I'm outdoors, it's fine, you know?
Right. Yeah. But then you do want to take it to the next level. You can't stay outdoors forever, and
No.
it's not comfortable to make out outdoors all
Nope.
the time.
Nope. Can we also talk about other craziness this week? Like, did you get your GameStop shares?
I was like, could we use Reddit for Dateable? Like, could we like get 1 million subscribers like today just by going on Reddit? The power of Reddit, just makes me feel old. I'm like, how
I
does this work?
know.
But I also was thinking, I just put down a down payment for a condo, and I was like, "Ah, if I put that money in GameStop, game over. I'd be
It's
rich,
so
bitch."
it's so funny. I don't know about you, but I mean, I've lived in San Francisco for 11 years now, but I feel like I've had like multiple lives within San Francisco. Like even like
Hmm.
before I met you, like I had different friends that I would like hang out with. And back in the day, I don't know, it's like it's funny how you like suppress memories and then something like little triggers them. But like I used to have this like male best friend that like was totally platonic, but we would hang out all the time.
Oh
And he
yes.
had this old roommate that would like come around and hang out sometimes, and he worked at GameStop. And like his he would like go up to girls and like lead with the fact that worked at GameStop, and we were
That was a
always
cool thing.
yeah, like we're always just like, what the fuck, like why, like you know, like this is even pre, like obviously maybe now if he led with he worked at GameStop he'd actually get a reaction, but
It's sort of ironic because a few months ago I bought gift cards from GameStop, because they also sell like Uber Eats and DoorDash,
mm,
because I really felt like they were a failing business, and I was joking with my boyfriend. I was like, if GameStop doesn't go out of business, we should try to buy it because maybe there's something there. Like I feel like they're still in business for a reason. And now I'm like, oh, I should have acted on that.
damn it. I was thinking though, it's just funny because like I like haven't thought about this whole like you know this GameStop guy and all this stuff, but I feel like I'm like I don't even remember his name. I just remember him like
GameStop.
leading with the fact of GameStop, but I was like thinking about it and I'm like, damn, like I feel like single girls are always told they need to get like a gay best friend. But
Hmm.
I feel like actually having a straight best friend that you're not attracted to in any way was my best source of meeting men back in the day.
Yeah, well, you know how I feel about this. It only works until one person wants to fuck. Like
No,
I
but
get it.
both of us didn't. Like it was like a very mutual like thing. Like I mean, I ended up like fucking his friends, but not him. Like it worked
Right.
out.
Yeah, I mean, it only works out until it doesn't work out, right? Like you guys do not hang out anymore.
Yeah, but it's not because of a sexual. It's because of his friends. It's not because of like something
Exactly.
with
It's
him.
still indirectly something related to sex. Like,
True, true. It does come around, but it did work out for a long time. But the best is when you meet someone that's like a loose connection to them. because I had one of those situations. Like
Right,
it was
yeah.
like we went to a birthday party, and then there was this guy there that he didn't know personally. It was like, but I would not have gone to that birthday party without this contact. Those
So
are the
was this
best ones.
reciprocal? Like, was he able to fuck your friends?
He tried, didn't
Oh,
work
okay.
out.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
he got zero out of you.
no, he definitely. Actually, that's not true. He did sleep with one of my friends. He did
Okay,
sleep with one of
great.
my friends, but it
Great.
wasn't through
He got
me.
one.
It actually wasn't through me. It was outside of it. But anyways, this I feel like I don't know if it's like a byproduct of people relying more on apps or getting older. Maybe it's both, but I feel like back in the day, like I just met so many more people like through
Through
mutual friend
friends,
groups.
right? Because you hang out, you go to their house, and then you're like, oh, all it takes is FaceTime. I keep saying this,
Yeah.
right? It's like if you just keep seeing the same person over and over again, you become more attracted, and then that like
Oh,
romance can
totally.
build. But it's harder over fucking like apps. You're just looking at a few pictures of them, and you have to make a decision right there. It's hard. I think
Yep.
that's really hard to do. But I did learn a few tips. So I've been
Okay.
reading up about body language because I
Oh
know
yeah.
people are like, how do I show interest over Zoom dates? How do
Mm-hmm.
I gauge their interest? So I learned a few things
Mm.
about how you can instantly get people to like you.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
this.
Apparently, if you raise your eyebrows quickly,
We're both doing it on
yeah,
YouTube.
it shows interest and it shows approachability. So you can do this over video, or if you're
Hmm.
just like walking outside and you see someone you like, all you have to do is just raise your eyebrows just a little bit.
But I feel like when I
Shows
just did it,
interest.
I looked like a creeper, not like
Well,
I was.
I mean, don't hold it.
I was trying too hard, trying too
Maybe
hard.
like 1 millisecond.
You're
You shouldn't
like,
be like
hey.
holding. Don't look like you're constantly like in the surprise mode,
Okay,
okay?
I like
It's just
that.
it's an up down. It's an up down.
Okay.
That's it. It's very quick. And also, if you tilt your head as you speak, it shows it's supposed to make you more attractive. It's a more attractive angle and it shows vulnerability. So the other
Hmm.
person's more willing to open up to you. When you speak over video straight on, it shows dominance and aggression.
Hmm.
So if you just want
Interesting.
to like tilt your head a little bit, we love
Interesting.
puppies when they do that. When people do that, it shows a little bit of vulnerability and it puts you in a more attractive angle.
Well, thank you for sharing. I feel like I am absolutely the worst at picking up subtle cues or showing them myself. Like, it's one of those things I've just never been able to grasp in my entire life. Like, I remember, like, my ex was like, "You were giving me all these signs." And I'm like, "What?" Like, I was
What
not
signs?
doing that intentionally. Like, if I was, it wasn't intentionally. I don't have that much game. So, like, yeah, I think it's interesting. Like, the eyebrows, I don't think I would have ever noticed the the like tilt head. I don't
Yeah,
think I would have noticed that
a little
either.
tilt head. And
I'm
here's
gonna
another,
start going like this on
well, not
dating
too
apps.
tilted. I mean, like, not ear to shoulder here. You don't want to look like you're stuck in that position. Julie's like stuck in this tilt head
I'm
with her
like,
eyebrows permanently raised. She just looks, right?
they're
What is
like,
wrong with her?
they're like, can we end this video date now? Thanks.
Where they feel sorry for you, like,
Yeah,
do
they're like, are
you
you
need
frozen?
help?
Are you
Yeah,
frozen?
are you frozen?
I'm like, no, I just heard this is how I attract a
Yeah,
guy.
there we go. Another tip is hide your self view. In Zoom, you can easily
Mm-hmm.
do that. Click on the three,
Yes.
hover over your video, click on the three dots, hide self view. So you're not looking at yourself and you're focusing on the other person. And in turn, you mirror them and you see if they mirror
Hmm.
your body movements. So we had a question about this on YouTube page where someone was like, "Oh, I learned about mirroring. If she doesn't text me back for 3 hours, I'm gonna mirror the same and not
Good.
text her back for 3 hours." And we're like, no, 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 that's not what mirroring means. It means to mirror each other's body movements and language. So if someone's like got their hand on their face and then you do the
Mm.
same, it shows that you're actively listening. So just a few things because I've been researching ways to make my Zoom calls more entertaining. So this is a great way to do it. When you turn off your self view, you
Oh,
actually
yeah.
have a much more engaging conversation because you notice a lot more about the other person instead of
I
looking at your background.
I love that. Let's practice on our work calls, practice the head tilts,
Tilt. Yeah,
the eyebrow
do it.
raise. Is that what we're going to call it?
Yeah, eyebrow raise.
Yeah, it sounds so seductive.
Seductive. But if you've had too much Botox, you probably can't do it. So it just, just do the head tilt. Do
Yeah,
whatever in your range of motion.
I was telling Yue, I've noticed an interesting phenomenon of people looking better on video than in real
I
life.
know
It
that's crazy.
it's funny because I was like re-listening to this episode with Nikki Novo, and I was talking about like how I was hesitant to do video because I actually feel like I don't look as good on video, and I was afraid like that would be my first impression. But it's actually kind of fun and ironic that I've noticed it be the reverse. Like I just didn't think that was
Yeah.
possible at that time. But you brought up a good point. Like some celebrities look a lot better on camera than they do in real life, so it's totally possible.
Some people just have a face for camera because the
Yeah.
camera picks up like the different features and makes them look more symmetrical. But then in person, their features are too pronounced. Like Anne Hathaway is a
Right.
really good example. I've heard in person, you're just like, whoa, her face is just like so striking that you're like, doesn't even look real, doesn't look
Interesting.
that attractive. But on camera, she's just she has like a very symmetrical looking face. So yes, I can see how video can do that. So
Hmm.
it could be misleading sometimes.
Yep, Mark Wahlberg's another example. I met,
Yes.
I was gonna say I didn't meet him, but like, I remember I had a friend that like worked at like some entertainment company, and he was like invited us to an after party of one of Mark Wahlberg's movies. He was like getting us up the back entrance, like to like sneak us in. And then Mark Wahlberg was literally leaving to like exit this party because he probably didn't want to be there anymore.
Oh my gosh.
So we just like passed over each other like in the staircase, and we're like, "Oh wait, there's Mark Wahlberg," and he did not look like he was like
No.
way shorter in person, like
Oh
just
yeah, they
did
always are.
not look the same as his on-screen presence at all. It was kind of
Why?
disappointing.
Why is it that when I think of Mark Wahlberg, I think of Boston? Is he like from
Yeah,
Boston?
yeah.
Okay. He's like in the epitome of Boston in my
Wahlberg.
eyes.
There's a Wahlburgers burger chain that he started. Yeah,
That's his burger chain?
yeah, yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know
Yep,
that.
this was in Boston that I saw him. I keep saying met. I did not meet him. I passed him by. Well,
He's
just
so
for the clip.
hot on
But
camera
he's
though.
not in real life at
Not in like
all. It
there's
was so
something about him.
disappointing.
Or yeah, or then you're like, I don't need to obsess over this person because they're not like this in real life. But on camera, in TV and films, he's
Beautiful.
super hot. He's
Yeah,
sexy.
I know. So, anyways, I guess
Tangent.
maybe people don't need to be intimidated by video. We'll give it a nice spin and takeaway. You could use Yue's tips, and then also know that maybe this person that you think is beautiful on video might just be an average person when you meet in real life.
An average Joe. It's
Actually,
true.
just while we're doing a quick tangent on the merch store, we are currently running a contest in our Facebook
Mm.
group for crowdsource. This was a great idea that Jasmine had, one of our members. She said, like, can we do this contest where we like crowdsource ideas for merch? And the winner, we decided, will essentially everyone gets to upvote, and the winner will get a free piece of merch with their design slogan. So they've been rolling in. So if you're in the Facebook group, if you're not in the Facebook group yet, join Love in the Time of Corona. You can put your crowdsourced idea in, and maybe you'll get merch out of it. Or at a minimum, whoever contributes ideas gets a discount code, so you can always buy the merch. But one of the other things that we do want to keep pushing is the Most Dateable contest. It is happening in what, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, the
Right
18th.
after,
It's gonna
right
be,
after,
yeah,
yes, right after Valentine's Day, we have 6 contestants already locked and loaded. They're ready to
hundreds of
compete.
submissions, hundreds of submissions. We had to enlist a panel of judges to go through all the submissions. It was amazing.
I'm about to. Can you believe I just did that? I'm about to. We're about to announce our judges as well as the contestants. So you have to be in the Facebook group to see those announcements. We'll announce them one by one. To keep a little bit of mystery there.
Hmm.
But we have a really great lineup of
Oh,
contestants
yeah.
and judges.
The judges were we pulled from past dateable guests. The judges panel is on fire. I love the people we ended up picking.
It's going to be so good. Again, February 18th. You can get your tickets now. Go to dateablepodcast.com/events.
Yep.
Here's
And
another. Oh, more? Julie
yep.
has more.
Just
It just keeps going.
Too much promotion. And of course, sounding board members, the event tiers get that for free. So if you've been on the verge of signing up, you're like, the sounding board thing sounds really freaking cool, but I'm not sure. Now's the time. So you get to go to the Most Dateable contest, or if you set it up for the friends level, the bottom one, there'll be a discount code for you too. So basically, we're gonna take care of sounding board members. But if you're not a sounding board member, you just kind of want to dive your toe in, or go
dive that toe in.
If you want to that's not the right word.
That toe for a dive.
If you want to stick that toe in, it's just we're going delirious. If you want to stick that toe in, see what's going on, but with the Dateable after shows is a good way to buy a one-off ticket. So,
because it just reminded me. So Julie and I had a really great interview this week with AP Television, that's Associated Press, and in the middle of it, this is the best. This is the best. So we're talking about video dates, exactly what we're just talking about, how some people don't translate on video when you see them in person. And Julie's like, look at our Facebook group when we do these happy hours. You really don't see people from the waist up. Because she meant to say from the waist down. And then the interviewer was like, that sounds like a fun group.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Such a Freudian slip. Such a Freudian slip. And it was so funny. And then we were like, okay, let's try that again. I'm like, I need to move on. I just can't even say this statement. I was like, without bursting out laughing, I just can't even say it.
But maybe we'll try a happy hour one of these days. It's just bottoms only.
Guess the body, because you don't know anyone's head.
Oh my gosh. I just really hope people wear pants. That's Catherine. Yeah. That's for you.
One other quick shout out before we get in. This is it. This is the end. The end. I just thought of it and it made my heart melt so much. So I wanted to give a shout out. It's Jason, one of our best members. Jason loves this, so we can say it. But he was in Colorado on a vacation and he took a photo. He put in the snow, he wrote out "Stay Dateable" and took a photo of himself masturbating, which is our favorite term. Everyone's like, wait, he took a photo of himself masturbating
in the snow. He wrote it with his dick. he wins Most Dateable.
This was a very wholesome photo.
Strong.
What's your talent competition?
I can write "Dateable" in the snow with my dick.
Oh my god, we just took the most wholesome, nice thing that someone did.
Jason, I apologize to you. My mind went there. I mean, okay, I hope you appreciate it too. But
wow, I'm dying. But for anyone that did not see it, he posted in the Facebook group and we reposted on Instagram, but he wrote out "Stay Dateable" in snow. It was super PG. It was not what we just made it into.
Not confirmed.
But I was like,
not confirmed. How did he get that in the snow? Nobody else questioned this.
I mean, I assumed he took a stick or something. Not that type of stick, okay?
You know?
Oh my god, crying. This is too funny. I am crying. This is too funny. But anyways, we love when people are thinking about us. We love when they etch things in, a tree, a snow, whatever, snowbank, whatever.
Dive their toes in.
I can't talk today. Sand. Let's go to the beach and write "Stay Dateable." I love it. Keep those photos coming.
Thank you, Jason. We really appreciate you. I hope you didn't take offense to that, but if you actually did use your friend down under, let us know. Let us know. Oh my god, we are seriously delirious. Let's get to
Okay.
this episode. Nikki Novo, she's fantastic and not nearly as
So-
immature as we are.
I'm so I'm so leaving that in.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I'm like dying. That is so getting left in.
Oh fuck yes.